you today? We meet again in the Smart Talk program at Snesti Cakrawala Studio. Pada kesempatan kali ini, kita akan ditemani oleh Mr. Wayland selaku Director Manager di English One. Kedengarannya menarik banget ya. Before that, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Zaura Azahwa. You can call me Zaura. And that is my partner.
Hi, I'm Habibah Aulia Azara Ramadhani. You can call me Habibah. I'm a co-host.
Okay, this is Mr. Wayland, of course.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. We will make a deep talk and share anything about English with Mr. Wayland. So, check this out.
Hi, Mr. Wayland.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm happy to meet you.
I'm happy to meet you as well.
Okay, Mr. Wayland, I want to ask you some questions. Okay, the first question is, where are you from, Mr. Wayland?
So I'm from Chicago, Illinois, in the United States of America.
Oh.
So Chicago is the city, Illinois is the state or province, and then U.S. is the country.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Did you have studied at university before?
Yes, of course.
Where is it?
In Arizona.
Oh, how long? How long?
I did 4 years. 4 years of education.
4 years. What did bring you to Indonesia?
So I'm the marketing director for English One.
Yes.
So every year I have to come and, well, first off, make sure English One is still teaching English. And then also, I come around, I meet with schools, I meet with headmasters, I meet with businesses that need English. So I come and I'm doing marketing and sales.
Look interesting, right?
Interesting. Okay.
So, I will ask you how long you live in Madiun.
This time?
Yeah.
Yes.
This time I've been here for 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
2 weeks.
wow.
So.
But I've been coming to Madiun for probably the last 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So long years. Okay. Can you talk in bahasa?
Sedikit.
Sedikit.
Oh.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, how do you learn Indonesia? Bahasa Indonesia.
I learned Indonesian just from coming to Indonesia, picking up small words here and there. I think my level of Indonesian is probably at the TK level.
Oh.
So I can probably TK level students speak better Bahasa than me.
So you can little, yes.
A little, just a
Yes.
little.
So can you follow me to speak bahasa about our school?
I don't think I'm that good.
Just follow me.
Okay.
Studio
Studio,
Cakrawala
Cakrawala,
Snesti.
Senesti,
Yes, good job.
Good job.
So second is Snesti
Senesti,
Wisata
Wisata,
Literasi.
Literacy.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
What's your first impression and culture shock in Madiun or Indonesia?
First culture shock was the amount of motorcycles. Because we don't have as many motorcycles in
Yeah.
America. So the first time I saw all the motorcycles line up on the road, I thought they were going to race. Because in America, when cars get on the line, or when motorcycles get on the line, when the light turns green, they race.
Oh.
But for here, everyone was just trying to get around the cars. So I initially thought they were going to race their motorcycles. But no, that's not the case. They were just going to work.
Yeah. So, can you ride a motorcycle?
Kind of, yeah. A small motorcycle.
Oh, yes.
Not a big motorcycle.
Okay. So, in your opinion, what's the most interesting place in Madiun?
In Madiun,
Yes.
probably some of the pasars. The bazaars, the little markets.
Yes.
You'll find all types of different things in there. You can find everything from food to clothes to
Yeah.
snacks. It's just you can get lost in all the different shops.
Traditional market.
Yes.
Oh, market, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's your favorite food from Madiun?
From Madiun, it has to be nasi pecel.
Oh,
Yeah.
nasi pecel. This icon Madiun.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Before becoming director manager in English One, did you work other?
Yeah, I've had many jobs throughout my, while going to college, I worked at restaurants as a waiter, or, I had many other different jobs, growing up. You have to build your experience somewhere, right? So everything from delivery driver when I was young to, actually when I was very young, I would dress up in costume I would dress up as like the Kool-Aid man. You know Kool-Aid? No, it's an icon in America. But when I was very young, I would dress up and so I was a lifeguard. I've had many jobs.
Jadi Mr. Wayland ini sangat multi talent ya teman-teman sekalian. Okay, at this time, there will be bilingual classes who teach using English language as mathematics, science, and English as well. So,
do you have any tips to make bilingual class look interesting for students and have a lot of enthusiasm?
So the hardest part about teaching is gaining the students' attention, right?
Yes.
That is the hardest part.
Right.
If you can get the students' attention, the teaching part is so much easier. It's very easy. So that is the difficult part. So you have to find something that's interesting to the students, something that's new, not the same every time, right? So it could be anything of interest. So for instance, right now, maybe some sort of pop culture music that the students are interested in, or TV shows that the students are interested in, music that the students are interested in, anything that interests the students. Sometimes some of our younger students, they're interested in some sort of video game. So we'll use some of the characters as in like role play, right?
Yes, right.
Something interesting to gain their attention.
Okay. In one question, how to make English does not look scary but fun.
So I know many times I talk to people here in Indonesia and they're afraid to talk to me.
Yeah.
But I tell them it's okay to make a mistake now when you're in school. School is the time to make a mistake because we learn from our mistakes, right? And when we take a test and do we look at the ones that we got right, or do we always look at the questions that we got wrong? Hey, which questions did I get wrong? So you look at the questions you got wrong, and then next time you take the test, you'll never get that one wrong again.
Yes.
So we always learn from our mistakes.
Yes.
So now is the time to make mistakes when you're in school, because it's not going to affect you. It's just going to help build your confidence.
Yes. So don't be afraid to make a mistake.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yes.
I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes.
When I first came to Indonesia, I mixed up the word thank you and sorry. And I accidentally stepped on a girl's shoe at the mall, and she looked at me, and I said, makasih, instead of sorry. And she gave me the look. She's like, why would you say thank you to me? You stepped on my foot.
Yeah.
So it's okay to make mistakes.
Yes. So many people are scared to speak English because they are shy when other people will think that they are make mistake. So do you have any idea for speak English fluency?
I would say find something that interests you, whether it be books, whether it be movies, whether it be music, video games, anything that's of interest to you that's in English, right? Because that's going to help you. If you're forced to read a book that you're not interested in, are you really going to retain that? Probably not. But if you're looking at something that interests you in English, then you will retain it because it's of interest to you.
So just do it.
Just do it, like Nike. Just do it.
Okay. So sorry, sir. If you don't mind, I want to ask you personally. Can you?
Personality?
Yes.
Um,
Question personal.
Oh, sure.
Personal question. Yeah, personal.
Sure.
Sure, okay. After graduating from high school, I plan to study abroad. Can you explain the step to get scholarship?
So they're to any country or to America or Australia?
I want America.
America. So there are many scholarship programs. The problem is finding them and applying in time, right?
All right.
What I would recommend doing is I would search. I think there's an international organization. It's called US Indo. It's out of Jakarta.
Yeah.
They have a lot of programs. The U.S. Embassy also has a lot of programs, scholarship programs to come study in the U.S. U.S. State Department also has many programs. So I would start searching those. There's also Fulbright.
Yeah.
There are so many different programs. My suggestion to you would be start searching for them, make a list, right? And start jotting down the requirements. Like make notes of what are those requirements, right? Because each scholarship is going to have different requirements. And I would suggest doing this at least 1 year before you graduate, at least, because some of these scholarships go every year, right?
Okay.
So I would suggest studying on them before you graduate, a year out. That way you can start preparing all of those. Some of them want essays. Some of them want you to put together all of the things that you've done throughout your high school years. They want you to put these together, and those things take time to do. So I would give yourself a year to start prepping those. Same like you would do for any college. Before you graduate, you're going to look at least a year before, and start applying.
So I heard that two kinds of the English tests to get scholarship. It's TOEFL and IELTS. So do you prefer TOEFL or IELTS to get scholarship?
I think either one is fine. I know both are used. Whichever scholarship you apply for, you're going to have to do that test, whichever one it is. So I think they're both equally good. But again, it's dependent on what you want to do, in your career, with your education. So there are preparation tests for both of those. I know English 1 does preparation tests for both. So if, let's say, you need to take an IELTS test and you need to take a TOEFL test, you can do preparation courses for both, right?
Yes.
That'll prepare you for that
Yes.
test.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the idea. And for the last question, how do you feel about what's your preparation when SMPN 1 Mospati get collaboration with English 1 for this event?
I was very happy. I like to share knowledge. I also like to collaborate with other schools. We've had a long history here in Mospati, so just wanted to come out and meet with some of the students, give advice, and then also take back some lessons learned from our time here in Indonesia.
Okay. So berakhir sudah bincang kita bersama Mr. Wayland. Dari apa yang sudah dibahas tadi, kita dapat belajar bahwa bahasa Inggris itu sebenarnya mudah loh, tidak menakutkan. Terus ada banyak cara untuk mempelajari bahasa Inggris tersebut. Nah, Mr. Wayland sendiri juga senang bekerja sama dengan SMPN 1 Mospati. Jadi, semoga podcast ini dapat memotivasi semuanya untuk belajar bahasa Inggris. Ya, perlu kita ingat bahasa Inggris itu mudah, tidak menakutkan itu, tidak menakutkan yang dipikirkan kalian. So this is the end of podcast today. Thank you, Mr. Wayland, for coming here to share knowledge.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
So if I could say something to all the students out there, English doesn't end when you go home from school, right? Your education has to continue once you go home. Continue to go home. That's why at English One we have an English library. We motivate our students to not only do English in the classroom, but also take it back and do it in the home, right? We encourage the parents of our students to support them, right? Support their English learning, right? That could be through allowing them to watch English films, buying English books, anything that's interested to the children that they can do at home. Because if they're only learning at school and then they go back to just speaking Bahasa Indonesia at home, it'll be harder for them to retain that. So learning is a continual thing. You can't just leave it at school, right? It's an ongoing process that you need to continue and foster and develop throughout your life. So, but that's basically what I wanted to say. Thank you guys for having me here.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So, jadi itu yang dikatakan oleh Mr. Wayland tadi, bahasa Inggris itu bisa belajar dari mana saja, tidak hanya di sekolah, namun juga bisa di rumah. Dengan cara apapun itu, mau dengan mendengarkan lagu, melihat film, membaca buku, ataupun dengan cara lainnya juga.
Jangan takut untuk belajar bahasa Inggris.
Benar. Okay. Thanks for watching guys and see you on the next video. Goodbye.